Welcome back to another race review, guys. My name is Tyler, and today the World of Outlaws are headed to the Lake Ozark Speedway for the Jason Johnson Classic. The last time we saw the World of Outlaws, Sheldon Haudenschild and Brad Sweet became the first repeat winners in 2021, and that victory last weekend put Brad Sweet at the top of the point standings. Logan Schuchart's in second, close behind a very consistent DONNY SCHATZ, and then we've got David Gravel lurking as well. The last time that the World of Outlaws did the Jason Johnson Classic, J-Mac won, and he returned to the racetrack last weekend from Australia, so hopefully he can put the 9 car and keep the 9 car on track and put them in victory lane. The Jason Johnson Classic respects Jason Johnson Racing, and CARSON MACEDO pilots the 41 car this year. A couple weeks ago, CARSON MACEDO was the points leader and has seemed to hit a little bit of a speed bump here, so hopefully he can get back on track because there's no place like home. Like I said, Brad Sweet is at the top of the points, but Logan Schuchart is close behind. He has looked so consistent so far this year. One guy, like I mentioned, that is also consistent and has Tricky Rick Warner behind the wrenches tonight is DONNY SCHATZ. He'll continue his quest for win number 300, and it would be a big one as it will be the first win of the 2021 campaign. The Lake Ozark Speedway always puts on a great show, so let's get right into it. Welcome back, you guys. So the track is really shaping up. We just finished up hot laps and qualifying, and the track has a lot of character tonight, especially in 3 and 4. The drivers are going to be battling a 17-mile-per-hour headwind down the backstretch, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays a role in the racing tonight. Like I said, the track always puts on a really great show, and early on in hot laps, we knew it was going to be quick. The track record was actually set by Jason Sides back in 2019 with a time of 11.111, and we would get pretty close to it tonight, but we wouldn't set a new track record. Brad Sweet would set the ultimate quick time tonight as he would go with a time of 11.479. Shark Racing teammates Logan Schuchart and Jacob Allen would be first and second after about 10 cars. Then we had some really heavy hitters going out late. Sheldon Haudenschild, DONNY SCHATZ, Brad Sweet, Aaron Reitzel, CARSON MACEDO. All these guys were going out much later, and Brad Sweet would ultimately hold on to the top spot for qualifying tonight. Haudenschild was second. And Jacob Allen, who looked really good last weekend but had some misfortunes in the feature, he would finish third fastest. J-Mac, last year's Jason Johnson Classic winner, would finish fourth in qualifying. Then Logan Schuchart would hang on to fifth, and Craig Kinzer would finish sixth. And I give you guys the top 6 because we're gonna have 3 heat races tonight, and those top 6 guys will start first and second in their heat races. So here we go, right into heat races. Heat race action tonight was really fun to watch. We would go 10 laps. We had 3 different heat races, top 6 to the feature, and top 2 would go to the dash. And the top 2 in the dash is going to be so important as track position definitely seems to be playing a factor tonight, and it does every night with the World of Outlaws. You got to be fast on the track every single night. And KKR teammates would be on the front row of heat race number 1. Brad Sweet, the quick timer, starting on the pole, and J-Mac next to him. And by the end of lap 1, Brad had actually fallen back to third behind CARSON MACEDO, who slipped underneath Brad and would slide into second. We would go round and round until about lap 7 when we would get into lap traffic, and CARSON MACEDO and J-Mac would get stacked up behind a lap car. Brad would quickly close in, and on the final corner, Brad Sweet would slide underneath of CARSON MACEDO to steal the final dash spot as J-Mac would pick up the win, and Brad will go to the dash. Heat race number 2 would be pretty straight and narrow as we were starting to see that the track was definitely getting rough in 3 and 4, and it would just be holding on to spots as you could get them as they came. Sheldon Haudenschild would beat Logan Schuchart down the backstretch into turn 3 on lap number 1 as they both started on the front row, and Sheldon would take off to the lead and win. In heat race number 2, Logan Schuchart will pick up another dash spot tonight. I think it's going to be his 5th on the season so far. He's been so consistent, and track position is going to be a huge factor tonight. And then Aaron Reitzel, the Rookie of the Year points leader right now. And in heat race number 3, we had Jacob Allen and Craig Kinzer starting on the front row, and then DONNY SCHATZ and David Gravel behind them. And David will actually start on the outside of row 2 and cross over and go for the lead. We were 3 wide for the lead in turn number 1 and 2 on lap number 1. David would not complete the passes and would settle into third, and Jacob would try to chase down Craig Kinzer for most of the heat race. Meanwhile, PPM Parker Price Miller, he actually started in a transfer spot for the feature and slid to very last in this heat race and would charge back through the field but would miss out. He'll go to the B main tonight as a Rookie of the Year contender. Craig Kinzer would pick up the win, and Jacob Allen will join him in the dash. DONNY SCHATZ finished in 4th. Go to the random dash redraw, and Brad Sweet, after slipping under CARSON MACEDO on the final lap of his heat race and getting into the dash, would actually draw the pole. He'll start on the inside of Sheldon Haudenschild. Shark Racing teammates Jacob Allen and Logan Schuchart in row 2, and J-Mac on the inside of row 3 with Craig Kinzer starting in 6th for the dash. Next up was the B main, and we'd go 12 laps. Top 6 are going to transfer. A lot of great guys were on the outside looking in, including 2 rookies battling for spots in tonight's feature. Parker Price Miller and Brock Zierfoss were starting on the front row of the B main. Brock would actually go on to win the B main. With about 8 laps to go, we would have a caution for Noah Gas, and a couple guys would actually drop out of the race, and we would have a restart, and PPM would slow down the backstretch. He was actually running in 2nd at this point, and it come to find out that he had a broken rock screen. He was forced to go to the tail, and he would actually go to the trailer instead. Jason Sides would restart in the 6th and final transfer spot, and he would transfer into tonight's feature, as well as Ayrton Jeniton, a debut Clinton Boyles, who actually had troubles in hot laps tonight. He would drive all the way from the rear of the field up into the 3rd spot in the B main tonight. Looks really fast. And the dash went flag to flag, and Sheldon Haudenschild would rip the top on lap number 1 and would stay there. He would go out to the win, and he looks so good right now. The 17 team is red hot. They're looking for their 3rd win on the season right now. He's 5th in points and looking to capitalize on some struggles for David Gravel and Donny Schatz, who are going to be buried in mid-pack tonight. Sheldon will start on the pole of the Jason Johnson Classic. To his outside will be another hot guy, and that is Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet has been on a roll right now, very consistent, just alongside of Logan Schuchart. Logan is 12 points behind Brad in the points right now, so these guys will continue their points battle. The 83 of Aaron Reitzel on the Roth Motorsports car will start on the outside of CARSON MACEDO in row number 4. Aaron actually changed an engine after his heat race, and they made it successfully, so he's going to be outside, and it'll look to see if he can maintain his rookie points lead. Donny Schatz, like I mentioned, is buried about halfway through the field. He is going for win number 300 tonight, so we'll see how tonight goes. A lot of great guys are going to be charging from the middle of the pack that missed out on dash spots. The track is really shaping up, so let's get right into the 41-lap feature. The Jason Johnson Classic goes 41 laps paying tribute to Jason Johnson. We would go for $15,000. It was $1,200 to start the race tonight. So a lot of money up for grabs. Brad Sweet would get the early lead, ripping the top around Sheldon Haudenschild, and Brad would lead all 30 laps tonight. Sheldon Haudenschild would settle in behind him. Brad was just setting a torrid pace. They got the lap traffic really quick. Logan Schuchart was in 3rd, and Jacob Allen was in 4th. On lap 4, Jacob took a wild ride in turn 1 and 2 and saved the car, and a few laps later, unfortunately, he actually flipped, getting upside down for the 2nd race in the row. He went back to the work area, and I think he made it back out, but just a tough break for the 1A of Jacob Allen. He's been on such a good roll here and gets into dashes consistently, but just can never put a finish together. We would have a restart, and they would announce during the red flag that the race would be shortened from 41 laps to 30 laps, and we were already about 6 or 7 laps into the race, so only about 23 laps to go here. On the restart, Brad Sweet would set another torrid pace, and they would get into lap traffic within about 3 laps. Sheldon was staying right with him up until they got about halfway through the field. They were lapping up to about 13th, and Sheldon just couldn't get around a group of cars that Brad cut through really, really fast. And Brad actually got out to about a 3-second lead at one point. Sheldon was settling in. The ruts were definitely playing a factor for everybody tonight. Hard charger on the night was Brent Marks. He would come from a B main starting spot and finish in 8th, and he was one of the few cars that seemed to be able to pass guys. David Gravel and Donny Schatz were buried in the middle of the pack and just struggled to move forward all night long. I think David actually finished 7th. Donny Schatz actually got lapped with about 7 laps to go by Brad Sweet. David got lapped as well with about 3 laps to go. Sam Haferteeth got lapped. He was running in 6th, so Brad was just putting on a show and really showed why he is becoming one of the greatest sprint car drivers in the world right now, chasing a 3rd straight championship. He'll extend his point lead tonight with the 3rd win of the 2021 season, his 61st of his great career so far. The Napa Auto Parts team seems to be on a roll right now, chasing that 3rd championship, extending the lead over Logan Schuchart, who will probably stay in 2nd. Then we're going to have a fierce battle tonight as Sheldon Haudenschild came home 2nd tonight. The defending champion of the Jason Johnson Classic was J-Mac, and he would come home in the 3rd spot tonight. But like I said, Sheldon is going to get really tight with Donny Schatz and David Gravel for that 3rd place spot in points. So we've got a long way to go in the season. There's 90 plus races. We're not even a quarter of the way through the season yet. Long way to go, just a few months in. Next up is I-55, going to be a great track, another one of those tracks that Sheldon Haudenschild can get a win at, and we can see a lot of other great guys that maybe haven't been able to run on those ripping tracks that rip the top, like J-Mac and some of those other guys, maybe get into victory lane too. So we'll see if we can get a different winner in the 2021 season. Until the next track, guys, I thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.